Welcome back everybody. And the biggest problem here online in learning to trade is that you have to go find the content. So I decided to ask the community, and that is my community in the Telegram, to give me 5 questions where I can answer over 5 days in trying for 5 minutes, where I answer some of their most desired questions and give them a detailed analysis, and also hopefully helping some of you guys who are watching this video. So first of all, you can join that Telegram. It is free. It is my safe haven to avoid all of the nonsense you find out there, all of the BS information that you can find, and it's just a place to share ideas, and I send my analysis and stuff. And also be sure to leave a comment below of any questions you do have, so you can maybe be featured in a future video. And of course, if you find this content valuable, like and subscribe. So with that being said, let's get into the questions. So question number 3, and the question of today, and it's a very interesting question and very subjective, is when you should not trade your plan. Now this is going to be my opinion. You're all open to your old opinions, but the first thing I'm going to come out and say is that if you're a beginner or just starting to get consistent in trading, you should never not trade your plan, because that's probably going to turn out to be a losing day. But if you've noticed consistency, and there are some days where you think you can profit more by adjusting your plan, that is when you should start not trading your plan. And those days come in days when, for example, like I'll give you a recent example here. If we go on the 1 hour, it's a nice clean time frame. This day on gold, if your plan here is to take 1 to 2 trades a day, then you would have missed out on a lot of opportunities in this huge move from this point to this point here. So this is where you can amend your plan to try and take more trades during that day. Or on a day like this, let's say you had a heavy strong bias that price was going to go down, but your entries were just becoming worse and worse, and you were just getting stopped out, break even. You can keep taking that trade if you're consistent and know yourself to fulfill that bias, because you'll find a lot of times that your analysis in the market is always correct. Like, you're not always correct, but generally if you know what you're doing, you can the direction of the day, you pretty much get that right. It just comes down to entering and managing your trade, which normally gets you on the wrong side. So if you know that, and then there's a heavy bearish day like this, you can take extra trades to try get your entries. Also, let's say you were trading in a range, right, like this, and your plan is not to trade in a range. Well, the thing about that is that this is where it can be subjective, because how can you prove to yourself that you can be profitable in a range? So if you can go on a demo and practice and prove to yourself that you can have a profitable method for trading in a range, then I recommend adding that to your plan and making that a part of your plan, right, to be able to trade in ranges. If not, then I wouldn't recommend changing your plan because of that. But the rules are there to be slightly bent, but not bent enough to throw everything out the window where you can lose a lot of money in one day. This is a very, very tricky question and should only be done very rarely, and only if you have the risks and you're planning to profit off it without increasing your risk. Because at the end of the day, you want to maintain profitable, and if it's putting you at risk of losing or blowing your account for some of you, then I wouldn't be changing your plan. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.